Alright guys, so break out your fidget spinners for a minute while I do some quick housekeeping. So let me first point out, number one, I do not work for anybody when it comes to the manosphere. This is all me. I choose my own battles. Okay? That said, I don't love the drama. I really don't. That's why I'm going to be taking a break here come February. And I have no idea how long that break will be for, so we shall see. Alright, finally, not only is this meant to inform you, entertain you, and give you something to point and laugh at, but consider my stuff an archive. Think of it as preserving the evidence, if you will. And speaking of evidence, now that that's out of the way, let's get to the meat and potatoes of my video. Alright guys, so here we are. And so you probably remember the recent video I did called The President and Legal Threats, where I talked about the conflict between Donovan Sharp and the so-called president of the manosphere, Anthony Dream Johnson. And so these sets of messages are relating to that. So I should have mentioned in that video that there were some speakers who jumped ship from 21 convention and went to the Conference of Masculine Excellence, which is run by Donovan. And so, again, these are related to what happened. Now, we'll see these later, but initially, Mr. Small and Mr. Foster sent messages saying, hey, you know, we're leaving, and they're very professional, and there was no hate or anything like that in the messages, and you know, they were just trying to split in a nice way without causing any problems. Well, don't work with the president here. So let's look at what he said. So he says, Zach, this is going to be brutal. I offer zero apology for what you're about to read. You shit the bed, piss the carpet, and I'm going to rub your face in it. It's going to smell and it's going to hurt. So basically, he's acting like Zach Small is his dog. But all right. The lack of moral backbone and masculinity you just demonstrated in action is disturbing. I could snap your neck. Oh, excuse me. I could snap your spine with my fingers. Okay, so let's talk about morality real quick with the president. Now, the president, even after being warned by yours truly, is still all buddy-buddy with Misandry Today, Slav Lewis, despite everything that I've brought to light. They're all chums and buddies, right? He also had Jack Murphy as a speaker. He has John Anthony Lifestyle as a speaker. Now, John Anthony Lifestyle does not strike me as someone with a moral backbone by any stretch of the imagination. So you know, calling someone else spineless or saying someone else has a jelly spine is, you know, the pot calling the kettle black, as they say. This part I don't have any idea what he's talking about, but he says that Zach Small accused him of a crime with total absence of evidence. I'm not even going to get into that because I have no idea what he's talking about. But he says, for 4 years, I have shown you unflinching loyalty, support, warmth, generosity, respect, and brutally hard work. I write this sitting in the room I put you up in at my own home. You tell me you are a free man. You wish, and so do I. I only want free men speaking at my events. He then goes into some diatribe about some guy named Michael Foster, I have no idea what he's talking about, but he's again talking about loyalty or whatever. And then here it cuts off, and then here it says something about because you are a woman, which is kind of funny because somebody's writing this long piece of word salad, and it kind of strikes me as being somewhat feminine, but I digress. You and Phil are like naive children who don't understand how the world works. Pot, meat, kettle, again. You're dangerous to have in a foxhole, as you've just demonstrated so clearly. When push comes to shove, you cuck. You are a coward to the bone by your actions. You two are the exact reason the insult trad cuck exists. Well, let's just be honest, Anthony. A lot of guys you have get on your stage are fucking trad cons. You're Rolo's bitch now, with Donovan as pimp and dungeon master. You're too chicken shit and dumb to grasp it. Now, I guess Rolo's this super mastermind puppet master, which I haven't seen any of that. Let's just be honest. He'd probably accuse me of being that, but that's certainly not the case. I do talk to Rolo now and again, here and there, on like Twitter or whatever, but other than that, you know, that's it. He goes on about Donovan forcing these guys. He says, Donovan forced these choices upon you, and you lacked the balls to confront him, hold him accountable, and say no. How? Okay. See, we're missing logic here. I want you to think about if your company and your conventions are the better choice, how would it even be possible to talk these guys into joining the Conference of Masculine Excellence and leaving your convention? How would that even be possible? Well, let's put on our thinking caps, guys. I think it might have something to do with your personality, Anthony. I think that has a lot to do with it. I think that you're probably not a very good businessman, and when it comes down to it, you have a very fucked up personality, and that's probably why they were glad to jump ship. But that's just my my personal thoughts on that matter. You are caught up in a proxy war like Vietnam between me and Rolo. Donovan is just the middleman, a basic bitch and proven fraud who just got gutted, skinned, and castrated in public. You are too willfully dumb and focused on short-term projects to understand the chess game being played. Sorry, I had to be more dramatic there. Yeah, there's a proxy war going on, but it's more on your end than anything. As I've observed, you've had the black pill guys, you've teamed up with the white pill guys, you've teamed up with John Anthony Lifestyle. You don't seem to care who you team up with as long as they hate Rolo. And you've made hit pieces on him. You've had Slob Lewis do a couple of hit pieces on him, and Donovan for that matter. And there was one like really backhanded one you had Slob do against Richard Cooper. Whereas, mostly the Rule Zero guys maybe throw a jab out here and there. If anything, I'm the one who's been making videos about you and practically nobody else. But I digress. We'll continue. You play checkers. Rolo plays chess with your baby balls. The winner takes the soul of the manosphere. What the fuck are you talking about? Say hello to red pill retard feminism for men if he wins. Again, I don't know what the fuck you're even talking about. Like, you have trad cons on your stage. Rolo talks red pill shit and theory. about female nature. The message cuts off here, unfortunately. I'd like to know more, but I'm not gonna make shit up. Then we go into threats. If I ever see you again, I'm going to smack you in the face until I get bored or you learn some self-respect, whichever comes first. Phil, most of the same applies to you here. Take the relevant parts. You sealed your fate lying to me. Stone cold on Sunday, refusing to take responsibility for your own words. Like a Texas pussy. Aight. You and Zach failed to understand that the choice was primarily a shit test. So, look, you're calling someone else a woman and you just gave these guys a shit test. Come on, man. You probably, oh my God. You were probably like, yeah, man, whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. And then they do what they want to do. And now here we are with this bullshit. Oh, Christ almighty. Unlike the other men in this group with much larger balls, why do you keep talking about other guys' genitalia anyways? In common sense, your masculinity is as fake as the testosterone you shoot in your ass. Oh, look, more gay shit, just like your good buddy Slob Lewis. That sounds just like him. Are you sure he didn't write this for you? I hate that this is true. You've confirmed my worst suspicions in the past 48 hours. This was just the final nail in your coffin. You are a follower, not a leader, and not a respectable one at that. Tex, your actions are predictable. You'll follow Zach as Phil does. Feel free to surprise me by growing a big pair of gator balls. So this is like at least the third time he's talked about male balls. Zach, for the first time in your life, you're going to learn that choices really do have consequences. Words are like bullets. You shoot them, you own them. You can both get the fuck out of my chat now. Goodbye and have a great day. All right, so then these guys are kind of like, what the fuck? And they're trying to reason. So we're also going to look at the other parties in this conversation. I have no idea who Tex is, but we will talk about, this is the Zach Small guy, and the family Alpha. I think he went by another name before. I'll forgive him for being a former squid. And this is Phil Foster. So I hope you weren't threatening to slap this guy until you get bored, because I think this Phil Foster guy, I know I make fun of him a little bit and call him Discount Richard Cooper, but he looks like he'd put the hurt on you pretty bad, Anthony. And you don't strike me as the kind of guy who's been in too many fights. Just, being real here. So yeah. This is another message that I don't understand the entire context about, but he's whining and crying about Donovan poaching or attempting to poach people from his, he probably asked people like, hey, would you like to work for me at my conference? That's probably the extent of it. And Anthony acts like this guy, like, put a gun to these guys' heads and force them to do this shit. Sounds silly to me. He's whining and crying and saying his dream is to have TED Talks for men or whatever, which is, that's a fine dream to have. I think that number one, your innate personality and the way you're going about it is very fucked up. More stuff. You guys can read all this stuff for yourself and figure it out, get an idea of context on your own. And this I received today. Thank you, Canadian guy, Ryan Stone. People give that guy a lot of shit, but he's all right. He's all right. All right, so this is old. This is from June, but this is where the so-called president is talking about how he's going to sue the Zach Small guy and also George Bruno for, I guess, a breach of contract. Now, what's interesting, here's the the court paperwork here. Okay, that's for Florida. I don't know if I could get the I don't know if I could get the records for that. I might try. I might be interested in trying to get those records. Actually, I think I know of a better person to get those records. But here's what I thought was interesting. So this guy comments on here and he says, "You've got their home addresses on the lawsuit and haven't blacked them out, my man. Hope the dox was unintentional." Well, I mean, you do rub elbows and other things with a known doxer. So why am I not surprised? And speaking of that surprise, look at what we got here, guys. Who's fucking shocked about someone putting their 2 cents in here? Imagine that. We're talking about pretty much a frivolous lawsuit, and imagine who shows up, right? Yeah. Yep. Imagine my shock, guys. Imagine my fucking shock. All right, we're going to leave it there before this gets too fucking long. Link will be in the description if you want to look at this for yourself. See you guys later. Oh yeah, I wanted to address something right here. I got a little excited because our little beast friend was involved. But this guy mentions that he thinks that Anthony loves the drama. He even says something. What is this, Highlander? There can only be one. And this is where it gets really funny. So Slob says, if this weren't a lawsuit, I'd 100% agree with you. The only constant conflict in the manosphere is from those who have publicly admitted to targeting 21 Con for destruction while gaslighting Anthony for calling out the grifters responsible. Right. And as we've covered on this channel extensively, you're one of the grifters. Anthony is also one of the grifters. You want to talk about gaslighting? As I mentioned previously, the other guys scarcely mention Anthony or you here and there. Meanwhile, you guys have countless, well, I wouldn't say countless, that's a little hyperbolic, but you guys have a bunch of videos attacking Rollo, attacking Donovan, and some others. Again, as I mentioned. So, once again, pot, meet kettle. Alright? I just thought that was funny and worth mentioning before I call it quits here. Alright. We're out of here for real this time.